It's a conundrum. Lyndon Johnson and the Great Society it was a philanthropic and noble effort that ended up creating dependency on the part of a whole group of people that really were incentivized to stay on the dole rather than to try to get off the dole, and to break up families to get more. And it is, there are tragic cases in this. I used to be called by people who use the phone book to go through the listing of churches, and they call constantly to keep themselves afloat even in Section 8 housing, or their children have come in and taken all of the food that they got assistance buying, and what can they do? So I actually had firsthand experience with people on the welfare list, and there's one in particular that I continue to keep in my prayers. She's my age, and she just called to talk to me all the time because she knew it was hopeless. She couldn't get out, and she had such great skills. If there were a way, I used to tell her, you should be a bill collector because of the way you persist in getting me to put that little tiny check in the mail to you. And she said, you're making fun of me. I said, no, actually not. You have the skill to do this, but you didn't have the education to do it, and she didn't have the incentive to do it. The incentive was to not work and to take more in welfare. I believe that it was one of those consequences of the institution of slavery in America. It's not just African Americans that I'm talking about, but the whole institution. What do you do with that after it has been declared illegal? What are those people going to do to compete in the marketplace when they've not been educated and trained? And what do people do who were once soldiers from the Appalachians who had never had any education when they fought in the Army? Once the Army was disbanded, what are they going to do? Well, they're still out there. I don't know if you've read the book Hillbilly Elegy. It's amazing. I mean, what's out there. And I think that it's one of those lasting effects of creating a whole group of people dependent on another. And I don't know the way out of it except to incentivize getting out in some ways that I'm not smart enough to dream up.